Guys, have you ever gotten dressed for something and realized that your attire, that the wardrobe you picked out for that day just wasn't quite what you needed? Yeah, me either. So, guys, what are we going to talk about? Well, it's Friday, so you know we're going to do a fast five. We're going to look at We're going to do a fast Friday, and it's 5 knives that I will not part with. So, without any further ado, you guys know what time it is. Turn down the volume because here comes a little bit of music. Guys, it's time for another 5 Fast Friday. But before we get into it and talk about all these knives that I have laid out here that are in my collection that won't ever go anywhere for various reasons, go check out this guy. This is Jeremy over at The Quartering, and I know that his channel can be kind of polarizing, but he has a lot of good content, a lot of funny stuff. If you want to watch game news for like anything you want to know about what's going on in the gaming community, his channel is, a lot of his stuff is political. But, you know, I kind of like I find little bits and pieces of stuff he's talking about like things that are going on Netflix, things that are going on in the gaming world. So it's a lot of fun. Go check out Jeremy over at The Quartering. So, now that that's done and we're back to this. The knives we're about to talk about today are all in my collection, and they were all gifts from individuals. So, we're going to turn this around and we're going to take a look at 5 knives that I would never part with. That does not necessarily mean that they're like super high-end knives. Like this is not on the list. This is my Norseman. But there are knives that are on this list that are specifically there because they were gifts from people. So let's not spend any more time here. Let's turn this around and start looking at knives. Guys, let's get this first knife out of the way because it takes up a lot of space. This is the Bark River Knives North Country EDC first production run. This was a gift from Zach. One of my subscribers on the channel. This is something that not only just look at it, why would I get rid of it, but also I promised him it would never leave. I'm going to keep this thing. I'm going to treasure it. This thing is done in S45VN. It is great steel so far, as I can tell. I've done a lot of cutting with it, have not even scratched the finish. Well, maybe in a couple places down towards the heel. Takes a super crisp edge, and it's just gorgeous. This was done in... Let me get this straight. So this was done in ruby red dragon frost with mosaic pins and cherry red linen liners. So there you go. This is the epitome of an outdoors knife. Not only is it just an awesome all-around knife, it is gorgeous. Look at that handle. You can't go wrong with something that beautiful. And the fact is, Bark River Knives, built for outdoors, meant for people to go out, thrash on, and just take a beating and come right back for some more. So full convex edge, man, look at that. It comes all the way down to it. And the thing is, it's so thin behind the edge. I have sharpened it a couple times. It's going to be a long time before I have to address trying to thin this back down behind the edge thickness. So can I do it? Yeah. Do I want to have to do it? No, not really. I think I like it like this, and I like the fact it strops up real easily. So the North Country EDC even has a lanyard hole. Does not bother me. These handles, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, these handles were done so well, you can't feel the pins, you can't feel the transitions. So there you go, the first knife, the Bark River North Country EDC 2. All right, number 4 on this list is my Olamic Wayfarer 247 in Sheep's Cliff. This is the 5th one they ever made. Eugene actually confirmed that to me. This was a gift from Alex IO, paying member on the channel. He gave me a couple knives. There was almost 2 of his knives that wound up in this collection, but I thought there's a couple other knives that you guys haven't got to see before. So I know you guys saw most of this stuff in my full collection video, but this is one of those ones that was sent to me as a gift. And it's beautiful. I liked it enough, I refinished it. So anytime you see me refinish a knife, there's a 99% chance that knife is going nowhere. So I re-stonewashed it, stonewashed all this, anodized it, polished backspacer. This is a very useful, very comfortable knife. For as odd as Olamic knives look, they are great. You can ask Jake over at Bearded Gear. One of his favorite, all-time favorite knives is the Sheep's Cliff. I can't ever get that one. The Sheep's Cliff, but done by Olamic. He has one that is real similar to this. So it's a great knife. And Eugene and those guys are just great to deal with. Probably my favorite pocket clip on any knife I've ever owned is this one right here. It's as weird as it looks and everything, it's not a hot spot at all. It's super comfortable. And this knife is so useful and just awesome. It's an M390 blade. Is it M390 or is it 20 CV? It's M390, as you can see right there. M390 blade takes a super clean edge and holds it forever. And all that weirdness you get in that makes it comfortable. It has got to be one of my favorite ergonomically designed knives is this 247. I do like the Sheep's Cliff blade on it, as they call it. This is basically kind of a sheep's foot Wharncliffe kind of combination, if you would. I really do like it. I was thinking I wanted a drop point version of this. I don't think I do. I think I like this one better. So there you go. There is number 4, the Olamic Wayfarer 247. Next knife is rapidly becoming one of my favorite knives. As you guys know, this took my budget knife of the year. This is the Kaiser Grazioso, designed by Sharif Manganis. He was on the live with me when we did the 24-hour knife rights telethon marathon thing. Beautifully executed recurve blade, comes down to a super thin edge, aggressive. The N690, there's a Bowler N690 in this, is just a great steel for this kind of knife. Holds its edge really well, easy to touch up. And then you have just that beautiful copper and black G10 with a copper backspacer. It's patinaed up just because, you know, it gets carried all the time. This thing is in my pocket with my Norseman most evenings. So you guys know I take knives out of my pocket that I typically carry, which is my Norseman and this, or my Norseman and something else. And they go on a shelf in the morning, and then I carry other knives throughout the day so I can do review. This is one that sits on the shelf waiting to go back in my pocket because it's another one of those budget knives that just is great. Flipper tab all but disappears. It's just enough that you can still see it, and it's not aggressive. The jimping on it's not bad. In hand, super comfortable. The deep carry pocket clip does not bother me at all. It actually is nice because it's a comfortable pocket clip, but it sits far enough in the pocket that you can carry this forward towards the zipper and have something else back towards the inseam. But the action on this is buttery smooth. It's dirty, and it's still that smooth. Cuts like a champ. I do like recurves. A lot of people don't like them because they are more difficult to sharpen. I don't have a problem with that. All black hardware. This thing is just gorgeous. So there you go. There is number 3, the Kaiser Grazioso by Manganis Steel. These next 2 knives are really special, and you haven't got to see these before. This is my Cold Steel Tough Light that my father got for me on Father's Day. So my father and I, after I had my daughter, my father and I would take turns and we would buy each other's Father's Day gifts. This is one that he got for me a long time ago. I still worked for the government at the time. I carried this in my hip pocket because at that time I had a little belt clip thing for my phone. I carried this in my hip pocket as a second carry knife for a long time. Beautiful little knife. These things are amazing. This one is set up for left-hand carry. Tip down, I know I'm not a fan of the tip down. I prefer tip up, but you know, it was the only option you had, tip down, tip down. But if you want a small little workhorse knife, Tough Light is great, super comfortable in hand. You've got the thumb stud. It does have the triad lock. I think at one point, if not still, this was the smallest knife they had that had the triad, but I think the Tough Light Mini actually took the cake on that. But this knife just takes a beating and carries really well, sharpens up nice. Great little Wharncliffe style blade. It is in Aus 8. So this was an Aus 8, but Cold Steel's Aus 8 was always amazing. This did have kind of a rough inner surface here. I cleaned that up, but these were great. You can get right on stuff. You got a full grip, small little blade, full grip on this. it's not like you're giving up anything by it being small. That grip is just great. This is another knife that would be great on a job site. And like I said, with the triad lock, it makes it so robust. And it comes down nice and thin behind the edge. This definitely needs sharpened. This got used for a lot of stuff. So there you go. The Tough Light that was a gift from my father. Number 2. Guys, I can't tell you how happy I am to show you the most important knife in my case. This is number 1, hands down, a knife that will never go away. This was a gift from my father on my birthday when I want to say I was like 6 or 7 when he got this for me. This is an old Camelus Silver Sword number 42 lockback. You can see it has been carried and carried and carried. If you guys own one of my knives, you will recognize, if you own one of my knives that I designed, you will recognize this as my logo. My father engraved my initials in this knife in his handwriting, and it became my logo because I thought, what better way for me to immortalize my father than to have every one of the knives that I had designed and made by someone with that logo. So if you ever purchase one of my knives, that's where that logo came from. This was just a small little knife. My father decided that, as a young kid, I was an outdoors kind of kid. I would hunt and I'd fish. It was just nice for me to have a small little knife that I could carry that would be multi-purpose and useful. This has been sharpened down to the point where it's just almost, it's way smaller than it used to be. I used this knife to skin squirrels and rabbits and anything. It just was so handy, and the fact that it showed back up, I have not been this happy in a very long time. So now I can show you guys this. Pete, if you're watching, this was the one that I was talking about that was not in my 5 knives that make me smile, which actually made me frown. But now that it's back, it's great. This thing does have issues. It's got a lot of blade play. It was a press fit, cheap. It was a cheap little knife. It was press fit. Guys, I still have the original packaging for this back home in Ohio. It's in a drawer in stuff back at the house in Ohio. I have the original packaging, the original, it's like a felt pocket slip. So yeah, there you go. The most important knife in my case, probably one of the least expensive. Guys, that's it. That is 5 knives real fast that will never leave my collection. Let's turn this back around and do some final thoughts. There you go, guys. That was 5 fast knives that will never leave my collection. They were all gifts from individuals. There are 2 knives that I probably should mention. I try to mention them anytime I do this. So this is my Ferrum Forge Master Blaster and my Ferrum Forge Fortis. These were both gifts. This was a gift from Matt and Nico. This was a gift from my little buddy Nico. So these are also in that collection, but they're not part of the list that I compiled today. So that's it on this one, guys. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. I can still see the thumbs down as a creator. I use it as a metric to see what videos you guys do and don't like, but I would love it if you guys would tell me what you don't like about the videos. It makes it easier for me to change the content. So if you want to support the channel, it's as easy as what I did with Jeremy in the beginning. Just share the channel with people you think would like the content. But if you want to support the channel financially, here comes a quick 3 ways you can do it. First of all, I have a membership tab down below that gets you exclusive content, early access to videos, and a premium tier sharpening tutorial series that I'm doing for those guys. But be careful when you join. Make sure that the tier that you're looking for gets you in on the benefits you want. After that, I have affiliate links all down below. Anything you click on, even if you get to that item, it's not what you want. Once you're through that portal, Amazon gives me credit for anything you purchase, and it doesn't cost you anything at checkout. And the last way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I have a coupon code that saves you 10% at checkout on both my merch store and Ember Shirt Co. And it is CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, all one word, CrazySharp, capital C, capital S, saves you 10% at checkout. Guys, I love you all. And as Cinnamon Toast Ken likes to say, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. Keep it clean in the comments section. It makes it easier to moderate. And I will see you in the next video.